this will conclude the very first of my last karaoke nights out. I did mention in my intro video that this is like the next day recording. That a lot of stuff happened that have been visiting me up. I'm a member and volunteer over at the Art League. Every first Friday, they have their first Friday. Where I have a friend named Billy that plays piano. Billy Duffy. And he was kind enough to help bring me to smoke rings. Again, thank you, Billy. This one I need to turn on. So yeah, I was planning on walking from there to the place. No, not for stuffed animal. But it would have been 30 minutes long. I would have been winded when I got there, and my first song wouldn't have been as good. So yeah, I'll just do 2 more streets down. Nerves were kicking in, but I did recognize a familiar face in Jason C. Little girls, aren't they precious? Never walked down this far before. Actually, well, not in a long time, but I have. He only stayed for a little bit. Again, I appreciated the ride. I didn't not appreciate it. Yeah, basically, I knew how powerful the first song would be. I was nervous. Even though I did parodies there before, I was worried about the reception my new stuff was gonna get. So that made me nervous there right off the bat. Especially with my first rotation, which I already explained on the Facebook event, on the karaoke Facebook page. I was extremely nervous about just how powerful the lyrical content of Elementary is. And so, you saw it in the actual watch the videos back this morning. Just the my hands, my whole arm was trembling immediately after singing it. That's how nervous I was to perform that first song. So after every rotation, I was just I got less and less nervous. In between the first song and the second song, another person, I'm guessing who was there, random and out of the blue, Hawkeye from the freaking Golden Q. Him and I used to do. There was maybe a couple month thing where whenever I was there and he was there, he would always want to do, Lonely Island, or I would want to do Lonely Island. Can't remember who convinced who. But throughout the beginning, they did a lot of karaoke classics, like War Pigs, and Hawkeye did Stairway to Heaven, and later on, Jason did Dragula. I mean, the vibes felt very King's Den and Golden Q reminiscent, so Yeah. So, yeah. Like around the time Hawkeye performed his first song of the night was when I did my second song of the night, which was the hits in Mrs. Polka. I kind of did that thing Weird Al did at one of his, I can't remember which concert tour it was. It might have been the Bad Hair Day album. It might have been the Straight Outta Linwood tour. I'm not really sure. But in the beginning he says, "Are you ready to rock?" And then the whole crowd cheers. And then Al replied with, I did it in the video. I said, "I was afraid of that." And then I would have said, "Are you ready to polka?" before the music started playing, but, you know, I just let the natural flow of the moment just happen. That was fun. I did ask about the pretzel pieces, and one of the bartenders were like, "We don't sell that anymore." So that was kind of a bummer, but I went in there expecting, okay, I'm gonna have at least one, at least 2 or 3 sodas and a bag of pretzel pieces. So my third rotation, I did my Rain On Me parody, EA.exe. Throughout the night, I did have to, like, you know, just quick spur of the moment explain its parody. So yeah, Hawkeye and I started talking briefly, like, short talk conversation. I think I was the one that night that brought up, would you like to do any Lonely Island? And he said, well, I gotta either do some Gorillas, the Clint Eastwood, which was way back in 2015. First session, karaoke session number 1, Pink Showcase. I think him and I did Gorillas, Clint Eastwood. Check that out. And then, and so I kind of I kind of tricked Joe into, us only doing like a Lonely Island song, and said, either Jack Sparrow. If we do Jack Sparrow, one of us has to do the rap, one of us has to do Michael Bolton. I did feel like a tiny bit of criticism, because I'm not gonna say any more about that. But him and I settled on I Just Had Sex, so that was the song we did. They have a poll, really. See, we scratch and claw, they get the free shit. Anyway, that aside. But at that point, I wanted to do, it was a toss-up in between the Billie Eilish parody and the Taylor Swift parody. Throughout the night, every time I would come up and Joe would bring up the my USB with the couple of tracks there. The tracks were sort of like what they were originally typed, and I had them like 01, 02, 03, 04, and on his system it just the titles didn't show up that way. So I was trying to find like Taylor Swift Anti-Hero instrumental in that folder, and I couldn't find it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll have to skip it. I'll do the Billie Eilish one, which was Bubblegum Pop Song 2025. Everybody loved it. Looking back, you wouldn't tell my nervousness because I always strive to try and do it like note perfect. But yeah, throughout those first 2 songs, I was nervous. I didn't show it, but I was nervous. And then I finished it out with Epic Comeback Song, which was, I'm coming up on my last bends and turns here, checking to see if it's still recording. So overall, it was a mix of my nostalgia of the first 2 times being there, plus, you know, Chris and Hawkeye being there, and, you know, just delving into a little bit of karaoke sessions past there with the Lonely Island song, and overall just the whole vibes of the night throughout. Like every 20 minutes, I start feeling more and more comfortable. It was somebody's birthday there. I'm having stomach pains, I don't know why. I believe it was the same guy from the first time I was there that was kind of like shaking the table. It was my Red Hot Chili Peppers All-Star Sessions night. But he was celebrating his birthday. So overall, I was very happy. I'm still thrilled and ecstatic and excited. 12 minutes. All right. I'm happy that is setting the tone for the rest of this final season. I really am. For the Eminem night, I'm looking to do The Office, because I feel like that would be where I would get the biggest response, the best audience feedback and reaction from the rotations that I sort of kind of have planned. So that's it. Expect the rest of the season to be just as fruitful as this one has been. I'm EA on 15th, and I'm signing out.